Hey, good morning, everybody. It is, I think, about 7:15 on a Thursday morning. Temperature, according to the phone, says 77 degrees, feels like 82. But I'll tell you what, if this is 82, I'll take it all day long. It feels like it's 65 degrees and a nice San Diego morning. So maybe I'm just getting climatized. I'm not going to complain. So I'm running up to the train. I'm going to shoot down the way from Phrom Phong. The plan is to head over to Royal Thai Academy and just look around. I know they have a museum out there and all. I'm more about taking a look at the neighborhood, so I doubt if this will be a museum tour, and then I might head on down the line. I think there's only a couple of more stops to the end of what today the light green line is. It'll just keep growing, but I'll head out and take a look at that point. And I think I might have said it was 7:15. I'm looking at the clock. It's 7 o'clock. The one good thing about retirement is I really don't care what time it is. I don't wear a watch. Kind of roll out of bed when I feel like it and go from there. It was actually an early night. Got in about midnight, so I popped out of bed. I see the train down the way, so hopefully I'll give you a departure time here at Phrom Phong. Phrom Phong, the next station is Sok. We'll call it Sok, the center of Bangkok. Whether it is or not, that's what we're going to call it. It's definitely the center of Bangkok for expats. I'll put it that way. Anything on this light green Sukhumvit line from, let's call it Victory Monument to En Route, that's where you're going to find the majority of expats just because it's easy. Phrom Phong, one of my favorite sections. We're heading way out to Royal Thai Naval Academy. I think that's the name of the stop. Getting out that far, you kind of have to have a reason, in my opinion, to go out there. Many people will say, yeah, I don't mind being that far out to save X number of baht a month, and it's not going to be that much. I mean, yeah, maybe you can get a nice 8,000 baht a month apartment, but heck, you can probably get 8,000. Well, I know you can. I have a friend who has a 8K apartment in Prakanong, not far from the W District. So it's all about where you want to live. Most people don't want to, or many people don't want to live in the hustle and bustle of Bangkok, yet they want to be 30 minutes away. So that's where these different places, Bering, Royal Thai, on and on, out in that direction, might suit your needs. But don't automatically head there just to save a couple $100 a month. It kind of reminds me of back in the, well, I don't even think you're going to save that much. Back in the day, I remember when housing was just crazy expensive in San Diego, and everybody started driving 150 miles out to the new communities to save money on their homes, yet they're blowing up a car every 5 years. So you'll have to pick your spots. All right, here comes the train. We're going to call 7:05. So let's start the timer. Head up to Royal Thai. We probably will have to get off this train at the Samrong BTS station and get on another train. That's where they kind of pull the train into the middle of the track and get the timing back. Yeah, and I probably should have made that comparison. I mean, riding to the end of the light green line is nowhere near the same thing as driving 150 miles to work. But it is a 30-minute train ride. So you'll have to pick your spots. Bering is probably the happy medium of affordability, yet not too far out. But once again, if you're just worried about money and you would still like to stay closer to the center of Bangkok, you're just going to have to adjust the type of condo. It's probably going to be a 3-story or 6-story building, and it's probably going to be 31 square meter. If you want something larger for that same price, yeah, and if it's worth it to be on the train 20 or 30 minutes every time you want to come into the center of Bangkok, these outer areas might be for you. They're fine places to live, and they're definitely quiet compared to the hustle and bustle of Sok or Nana or any of these busy areas. And of course, the other reason to live out there is, let's say your new partner owns a condo out there or works at the airport, whatever the case might be. There's a large international school right there at Bering, St. Andrews. So I am not saying you have to live in the Asok area, or life's going to be more difficult. I'm just saying, if you have your choice of picks and you don't think you can afford to live in the more center of Bangkok, well, you better do a little bit more research, because yeah, you might be a mile from the train. You're not gonna be in a 55 square meter unit 100 feet from the train and save money, that's for sure. But that's your business and your decision to make. And of course it's going to keep changing. I remember when I first started doing my research about moving over, En Nut was the end of the line, and it seemed like a long way from everything. In reality, it's 9 minutes, I think, on the train, or is it 11, from En Nut to Asok. So this train's only going to keep growing, and Royal Thai Academy might be the new En Nut 5 years from now. So what do I know? Let's go take a look. And here you go. We're pulling to En Nut 6 minutes past Phrom Phong, so it's actually closer than I thought. And there are a ton of affordable options still available up here in En Nut. So just keep up that in mind. I understand many of us are on a budget, including myself. I mean, I spend a ton of money going out to restaurants and bars, but I try to keep it affordable in where I live. And I personally would not be in any big hurry to rush over here and buy a condo. Rent, even if it's monthly. I mean, you're going to pay more monthly than you are signing a 12-month or 6-month lease, but figure out exactly where you want to be before you make a condo purchase would be my advice. I mean, where I'm at, my condo's really nice in Phrom Phong. It's older, it's large. So just for the heck of it, I looked up the price. You know, if it were $80,000 or $90,000, maybe I'd consider it. But it was $180,000 US. So that is a whole bunch of whatever my rent is. It's 19,000 baht, which is $550 right now. So even if the rent went up to $750 in the next couple of years, it's still quite a break-even point to get that $180,000 back, and I might want to move at some point. But again, these are personal decisions, but that might be another consideration moving down the line. Yeah, things in Baring and beyond, even in En Nut, are certainly going to come at a more affordable price than Asok, Phrom Phong, Thong La, Ekamai. They're still kind of charging top dollars for even older buildings. Hey, and I get it, $180,000 is not a ton of money in real estate these days, depending on how you're looking at things. If you're comparing it to California real estate, yeah, I get it. But there are plenty of condos over here for $60,000 and $70,000 US, especially if you're looking at the beach areas down by Pattaya and Jomtien and all. I see those videos. I see the $65,000 US. Of course, that's going to be a 28 square foot studio. So it's just about what you want. In the case of those studios, oftentimes people will buy two. So now you're in it for 120,000 baht, but you got a nice, I'll make up the number, 60 square meter unit. So it's 7:16 and we're pulling into Udom Suk. This is another very popular area to save a little bit of money, yet they have the True Digital Mall up here. I don't believe they have a movie theater in that mall, but it has all the other mall options. And just out the window of the condo there, you can see a huge IDO complex that I don't like to get into current prices because things change and they change fast. But I will say about 2 years ago, or maybe it was even a year ago, when I moved from En Nut to Phrom Phong, I was looking at different prices, and there were plenty of 8,000 and 10,000 baht options out here in Udom Suk. 7:18, we're pulling into Bang Na.
Baring.
7:19 in the morning, we're pulling into Baring. You'll find the St. Andrews International School here. Many people, expats, teach at that school, and this is also a really popular area for affordable condos. And another consideration is what direction you'll be heading on the train. Traffic is obviously heading into the city early in the morning, so the train's empty going in this direction. but you'll have to pick your spots on which way your commute is going to be, and oftentimes you're going to be standing. I mean, there's no way I personally am going to take up a seat when there's an older Thai lady standing. It's just not going to happen. 7:23. Yeah, 7:23, and we're pulling into Samrong station, and this is the connection for the new yellow line. You can see it maybe through the window there, the new monorail that heads off towards, I think it goes about 30 stops to La Prau. Okay, it looks like I'm able to stay on this train. The other half dozen times I came up here to Samrong, they'll tell you, get off this train. They then put this in a center track, I guess, to head it off in the other direction. No need to send a ton of trains up towards Royal Thai Academy. But this time, this train is moving on down the line. But don't be surprised here in Samrong if you have to get off this train and then get on the next train 1 minute later or 2 minutes later to continue on your voyage. Oftentimes that happens at the other end of the line in Mo Chit. And we're pulling in to Putao. It's what is it, 7:24? This is a nice little area. It's just one stop past Samrong. You're getting out here, but there's a big sea and a couple of large condos right next to the big sea, all feet from the train. Pretty much all the big buildings are right next to the train out here, and there's a lot of factories in this area. I know there's a Panasonic and a Toyota parts factory. About 7:29, we're pulling into Chong Irawan. All right, our destination is the next stop past Chong Irawan. It's 7:29. We're heading to Royal Thai Naval Academy. Royal Thai something. I think it's Naval Academy. Get the announcement here.
Next station, Royal Thai Naval Academy.
And there you go. We should be pulling in at, I don't call it 7:31, 7:32. The other consideration is this train is empty, heading off in this direction. So we're pulling up to the station and taking off in a matter of seconds. Going in the other direction, I would easily add 5 minutes to the commute, maybe 10 minutes if you have to switch trains in Samrong. So there it is, 7:30, Royal Thai Naval Academy. I believe we took off at 7:05 from Phrom Phong, 25 minutes. There's the Naval Museum. I'm not sure if it's open at, what is it? What did I just say? It's early in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. But we are going to wander around the neighborhood. The Chao Phraya River is close, obviously, with the Royal Thai Naval Academy. And I am more interested in the neighborhood. I see a large condo at the next train station. I believe there's 4 or 5 more till the end of the line, but that'll change. It's 2024. Yeah, this Naval Museum might be worth the visit in itself. They have a, what is that? I assume that's a flying boat, some kind of albatross or flying goose. I don't know. I fly little Cessnas, but I'm not great at my World War II aircraft identification. But just first glances, I really don't see any. Well, we'll walk up to this building. I was going to say, I'm always looking for the nice building close to the train, so that might be it down the way. On the other side, all I really see are, I don't know if that's a real tall ship or if it's just a decoration, but that's probably the Academy over there. And pulling in on the train, I saw the Chao Phraya River just over, not even, I'd say 300 meters from here. I assume we're getting pretty close to the Gulf of Thailand. Yeah, I see some shipping traffic. I see a little antenna moving. So maybe I'll make my way over there, but I think that is more the base. And right at the base of the BTS is a dining option. It looks like a nice little food court. Mix that in with a trip over to the Naval Academy. That might make for a nice day. And it's kind of grayed out, but you can see where we came from. Phrom Phong, made our way all the way down. Royal Thai. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 train stations to the end of the line. Of course, that keeps growing. It was not that long ago that En Route was the end of the line. Plus, this new yellow line on the MRT just popped up. I'm not sure if it's built yet. There's the new brown line. Or is the brown line the one that goes up by immigration? Possibly. I think that has opened. So they just continue to make these MRT and BTS train stations. That's pretty handy with all this traffic in Bangkok. So on the one side of the BTS, this must be the academy. It's locked up tight with a nice gate, but you can see shipping traffic on the Chao Phraya right there. Just, I said it was 300 meters. Yeah, it's more like 100 meters. Football field over here. I don't see any condo options, but let's go down and take a look. Here's a little look down Sukhumvit. Try not to get hit by a bus here. And the academy is just off to the left. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk the gates of the academy. Again, I don't see any buildings sticking up other than down at the next train station. And here's the Naval Academy. Just across the way, they have a guard on duty. I'm sure he's not letting people on the grounds until the museum is open. And there's some cadets, or more likely midshipmen. And the gate sentry asked me to not take pictures, so I'm going to respect that. I'm just going to walk not even a short distance here. Once again, I don't see any buildings pop up, and I assume 99% of all this land on this side is part of the Naval Academy. And then maybe I'll switch over to the other side of the street where the museum is. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to do that on this walkway over Sukhumvit. I'll walk over by the museum, and down the way there was one large condo building down there. Probably everybody that works in the academy and does business up here lives in that building. That's just your typical barracks and classrooms. That looks like an observatory. Just more of the grounds. Right on the other side of that administrative building will be the Chao Phraya, and here's the Sukhumvit. There goes the BTS above. That next big building ahead, I believe that's the Chang Arrow one. That's, I want to say, the Metropolis building, but I'm not positive. And that is looking in the direction of leaving town. That's the Royal Thai BTS straight ahead. And that one large building off to the left, that'd be a convenient walk to Royal Thai BTS. Well, let's go take a look. In between here and there, in this direction, is the Naval Museum. And here's the Samut Prakan post office. Obviously, we've switched in, well, not obviously, we've switched from Bangkok into Samut Prakan, but it's just a suburb. And there's a look at the Naval Academy from across the street. Yeah, it's a large area. I'm gonna guess maybe 2 kilometers long, maybe longer. It's a pretty old school country vibe in the neighborhood. It's funny, you just get on that train 20 minutes outside of chaotic central Bangkok, and it's just a whole different world. Yeah, and here's the Naval Museum. Yeah, I'd like to get in there and take a look when it's open one day. And in efficient cadet behavior, I heard somebody call on the radio, and sure enough, I looked over my shoulder, and it was the guy on the other side of the street who said, hey, no pictures. But I don't know if taking a picture of that plane out in front of the museum counts. I'm guessing, but what do I know? There might be postings in the Naval Museum, no photography. Anyhow, I'm on my way, so hopefully I didn't cause too much of a rough up this morning. That's the last thing I'd want to do, is be disrespectful. I was in the Navy myself. I understand military procedures, and yeah, I'm guessing sticking a camera into the Naval Academy is not something they're interested in any more than it would be at the Naval Academy in Annapolis. And I haven't seen any street signs other than this one, Sukhumvit Road 25. I would guess on this side of the street, we're into the hundreds. I know bearing is like Soi 101, and I'm assuming it just continues down the line. Here's more a bot bus. There's probably just not as large a need for the huge, large buses. Here's a 7-Eleven. And a TB burger. No shortage of coffee and little street food stands. Looks like a home improvement area. I see tiling and cement, bricks. And it's still all Academy. The whole area next to the BTS on the riverside. And there's your gas station with your rates and liters. And that is where we're heading. It's maybe 7-8 minute walk from the BTS. And here's a large truck center, semi tires, that kind of thing. It's a cockpit. You'll see these cockpits all over town. They're kind of like a Midas muffler in the United States. Get your tires, get your catalytic converter. And right next to the tire center is another outdoor little dining area. And we've reached the building. It's the Knightsbridge Sky River Ocean. I lived in the Knightsbridge on Soi 77 on Newt. And that large building just across from the Knightsbridge with the reddish roof, that's the end of the Naval Academy. And I'm curious to head over here. This says Cafe by the River. So yeah, there's no way to get over there though. That might be the next train station ahead, and I forgot what it was. So I'll walk down to the train station and then cross over on the riverside, see what's happening. The train stations are kind of close together up here, or maybe I've just walked a little further than I thought. So that Knightsbridge, if that is the train station, it has the looks of one, is closer to that station. And there's another building a short walk from the next train station, which I should have wrote down, but I didn't. And there goes the coconut delivery man. I'm assuming that's a Watt right on the river. Yeah, and that's about it. We've walked from Royal Thai Academy down to the next station, Pak Am, I'm assuming it's called. And pretty much just all Academy on the water side. So I just asked a nice young lady and she said Pak Nam. So it is with the M, and I was leaving off the N. Pak Am was my guess. She said Pak Nam. And the other side of that Watt is the river. I don't see any buildings. I'm going to get on the other side of the train station. I see a large tower. I know there's a couple of these around Bangkok, and I should probably know what that large Space Needle type tower is, but I don't. So I'm gonna walk up there, but I do want to cross over to the other side and see if there's any little like dining options near the river now that the Naval Academy is not in the way. But before I cross over to the other side, and I see a college over there, Samrong Polytechnic College. I'm curious, there's some type of government building. I think it might be a police station. No, I don't know if that's a police station. I'm gonna go take a look. And I'm always a big advocate of hey, they speak English in Thailand, and you know, all the signs are in English and Thai. Not so much up here. I mean, I don't know how many expats would be living up here by the Royal Thai Academy. So I don't think it's any different. I'm just comparing other YouTubers, Thailand, and especially the guys in the Philippines. Hey, I came to the Philippines because they speak English. They don't speak any English in Thailand. I don't find that to be true at all. And 99.9% of areas, expats are going to hang out. And yeah, I don't mean to be the ugly expat, but let's face it, we're not going to live in a little country town. Some people do, but most people are going to live in a populated section of Bangkok. And yeah, English and English signs are not a problem. You get out into these areas, a little bit more of a problem. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of English. And once again, I don't know what that is. It kind of looks abandoned. I am going to walk down to that. I'll call it an observatory tower. It's probably a water tower for all I know. I do not do a lot of homework. I just get on the train and point myself in a direction, right or wrong. But I'm out here doing it most days. So I can sit at home Googling things, or I can show you the neighborhood and you can Google it. So these two more neighborhood feel condos are a 5-minute walk to, what was it, Pak Nam? Other than that, it's just a traditional Thai neighborhood. There is the BTS. I am going to cross over and try to get on that Polytechnic campus and see if it takes me right up to the edge of the Chao Phraya, which I'm assuming it does. I could see some shipping traffic as I was peeking into the Royal Thai Academy. You know what? I'm going to take it back. I'm going to start a whole new video rather than this being a 45-minute video. So thanks for checking out this walk from Royal Thai Navy Academy up to the Pak Nam BTS. And I'll try to put them out in order. Sometimes I get a little goofy when I'm editing, and I try to put a bar video in between looks around the neighborhood video, and I lose track of things. But I'll try to make the Pak Nam BTS area video after the Royal Thai Academy, so at least it goes in somewhat of an order. So I appreciate you watching, giving a thumbs up to any videos you like. That really helps me with YouTube. And there'll be more to come. You take it easy and have a great morning.